Well, it is officially spooky season, so that means the holidays are right around the corner. And if you're a business owner, you know that can be a very stressful, overwhelming time. But you can prepare your e-commerce business for the holiday rush now by using ShipStation, which is sponsoring today's podcast episode. I love ShipStation because whether you're shipping from your house or warehouse, ShipStation can help you increase your profitability, save time automating your shipping and returns to ShipStation dashboard, and keep costs down with industry-leading carrier discounts while your holiday orders roll on in. I specifically love ShipStation because the website is so easy to use. It is so user-friendly, which is great for me because I am not tech-savvy. I hardly know how to work anything, which is hard when you own a business. You need to be able to know how to navigate all of this technology. I sound like a 90-year-old woman. But truly, it is hard, and you don't want to mess anything up, and you want to make sure your customers are happy. And ShipStation takes a bunch of weight off of your shoulders and helps you do that. Set your business up for holiday season success with ShipStation. Go to ShipStation.com and use code BCC today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code BCC.
Well, hey guys, have you ever been on the hunt for a new doctor and you ask literally everyone you know for their recommendation? You know, a doctor who actually gets you, listens to you, cares if you keep breathing, makes you feel super comfortable. And finally, after weeks of searching, you find the one. They're a Libra, Sun, Moon, and Gemini rising, which is my signs, So you call their office and they have an appointment available. Incredible. But then the receptionist tells you this perfect doctor doesn't take your insurance. Wipe away your tears, fix your makeup, put away the ice cream, and head to ZocDoc to find and book the doctor who is right for you and takes your insurance. I love ZocDoc. I've gotten my teeth pulled by a dentist who I found on ZocDoc. I've gotten prescribed Adderall and Vyvanse by a doctor I found on ZocDoc. Not a dentist, a psychiatrist. And I cannot recommend this enough. And I also got diagnosed with carpal tunnel by a doctor I found on ZocDoc. So I love ZocDoc. I used it before I even knew what podcasts were. ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and treat almost any condition you're searching for. I know that is right because I have had hand, feet, head, mouth, stomach, and heart issues, and all of those issues have been resolved through doctors that I found on ZocDoc. So go to ZocDoc.com/BCC and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/BCC. ZocDoc.com/BCC.
Welcome to the chain. Welcome to the damn chain.
Welcome, guys. This is the BCC Club. We're your hosts.
I'm Kendahl Landreth.
And I'm Sarah Schauer.
And every single week at the BCC Club, we go down a rabbit hole of something on the internet. Mm-hmm. And this week, we're talking about the good old LaBrant Fam.
Yeah, we have touched on them before against our will, but you know how we have so many episodes on family vloggers, mommy vloggers, anything in between. Yeah. Our opinions on them, but we wanted to do a deep dive on the LaBrant Fam.
I mean, you gotta. They're kind of, in my mind, they're kind of like the king and queen of family vlogging.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even... They're kind of the Kardashians of family vlogging. They are.
Yeah.
They're just so rich, and they're kind of to the point where they don't even have to post very much. Like, they post like a vlog a month. Like, they really don't do much.
Yeah.
So they're they're iconic in the family vlog space.
Mm-hmm. And Cole was a Viner, and I was a Viner.
I was going to ask about that because I remember him on Vine. Mm-hmm. Did you ever meet him?
No.
Did you guys collab?
No.
Just kidding.
I met, King Batch a couple of times. He was like the biggest Viner at the time. And then I had a stand-up show with him in Malibu the other week.
Wow.
And I went on and he was like, "You're really funny."
Oh, that's nice.
And I was like, "So were you, King Batch." The thing is, this is going to sound weird. Of all the people in that like top Viners, so many of them were obnoxious. I do find King Batch a little bit funny.
That's incredible.
Yeah, but most of the rest of them, I don't.
I never was into Vine. It's so crazy because I should have been. It was like I was at the age.
That was like your, like MTV.
Yeah, it should have been. I just never like got into it. I'm always late to the game, you'll find. Like I got on Snapchat 3 years after everyone. I got on Instagram 3 years after everybody. I'm just now watching Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
I'm just now watching Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah.
I'm so behind. But I never really got into Vine, and then it was done. So I think I watched a lot of Vine on YouTube. Like I'd watch Vine compilations on YouTube, but didn't really do Vine. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I remember LaBrant. But before we get into that, how was your week?
My week was great. What did I do this week? I mean, we talked about it on the episode. That's either coming out in the future or last week. Yeah. It's I was moving. I'm trying to think of a funny story today. The Spectrum guy came over and he installed my Spectrum cable.
Yeah.
And I had a bag of if you guys buy a lot of Legos, if you buy Legos over $100, you get like certain like additional free sets.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "You like Legos?" And I was like, "Take a look around, buddy. Like, look at this place." And he's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to say anything."
Yeah.
And so he was like, "My niece really likes Legos," and I was like, "You should get her more Legos." And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You know what? I have a bag full of like Lego sets if you want to." Like, and so he's like, "Are you serious?" And so I
oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, and so I wanted to give him cute ones because a lot of the ones that were on top were like Christmas sets that they gave out or like Easter or something, and I'm like, this is not topical.
Yeah.
And so he ended up taking one of the small New York postcard sets.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know.
She must be so excited.
I'm really he was a cool Spectrum worker. He was showing us videos of his dog. And I was like, "Is the cable set up?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." But
he's like, "That's been set up for hours."
No, yeah, he was talking about he services like like Beverly Hills, like all the whatever. And I was like, "Have you ever been to like a celebrity's house?" And he was like, "Tobey Maguire is a dick." And I was like,
no.
I've heard that. And he was like, I was talking to his neighbors as well, and they said he was a dick. I was like, do you know how rude you have to be for your neighbors to acknowledge
because
that?
how do they even know? Like, I don't know if my neighbors are dicks.
Yeah, but he was like, someone who was in the Power Rangers, he went to their house, and oh crap, he went to the basis for the Cure or something, I think.
Whoa.
I know. So I'm like, that's cool, and you set up their internet.
That's crazy. There are a lot of people. I feel like there are a lot of people like that where I'm like, oh yeah, your job is so normal, but like someone has to do it for celebrities, like delivering packages or like whatever.
He's on Kamala Harris.
Wow.
She lives in LA, and I was like, I could have sworn that she's from San Francisco.
She's probably from there.
Yeah,
but she probably lives here now. That is funny to think because I'm like, yeah, why does she live in LA? But I think in my head, I'm like, well, because she's a celebrity. But I'm like, but she's not.
She's the vice president. Yeah.
She's a vice president. Yeah. So she live in the White House. Was she nice?
He didn't say, but he said that the street was shut down. Like you couldn't go on the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I guess it's like, I feel like with politicians, you will never really know if they're nice because I'm like, Kamala Harris would probably not like be an asshole to anyone.
Yeah.
Because they would be like, Kamala Harris was an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's like that's like really detrimental.
Yeah.
So you probably should have to be nice to every single person. That's so hard, honestly. I feel like there are times where even I'm not famous in any capacity, but like when I do go out, I would say like every time I go out, I get recognized usually. And I feel like it has made me be like, sometimes someone's rude to me in public or like someone cuts me in line and I just have to be like, well, whatever, because I'm not. Yeah. Worst case scenario, someone like knows who I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you find something in there?
I'm going to find a cough drop. I have some coleslaw stuck in the back. Still stuck in the back. Also, I need to go to a dentist because I feel like my gums are receding in the way back.
Well, the way back, you got to really take care of it back there.
No, I do. I just, it feels weird. And so, like, there's a lot I get, like, so hyper aware of my mouth.
I'm the same way. I get really freaked out about it.
Yeah, that. And obviously, like, any sort of chest pain, like, I'm like, but, like, mouth and chest, I'm like, I'm just, like, I can't even focus on anything else.
You get freaked about chest pain?
Yeah.
I feel like chest pain for me, I, like, used to get really big anxiety about chest pain. Mm-hmm. But it's like so many different things that over time I'm just like, how can I be freaked out about chest pain? Because I'm like, it's always heartburn or anxiety.
Yeah, and I didn't know that for the longest time. I like started taking Tums and I was like, oh, I cut my panic attacks, quote unquote, in half because I was like, oh, I'm not having a panic attack. I'm having heartburn and the acid by my heart makes it feel like I'm anxious. But no, yeah, I think I've told this. This is part of my stand-up. Like I was having a panic attack one time. I called my mom, because like I'm having a heart attack, and I was like, the thing that used to comfort me was if I'm having a heart attack, I would have died by now. Yeah. And mom's like, oh no, people have heart attacks for days, and I was like, oh God.
Damn.
So, like, if you're ever, like, like, you know, like, it'll be over soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be over soon. No, it
It
won't.
won't. But the thing is it's crazy that, like, sometimes people can be, like, having heart attacks or aneurysm, or not, probably not aneurysms, but you're just so stubborn.
Yeah.
Like, you just hold out.
Dude, I mean, my girlfriend, this is crazy. I honestly hate telling the story because it makes me sick to my stomach, but their appendix broke years ago. Broke. Now, when they were at their house.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, I'm sick. They were like on the bathroom floor and their appendix burst. That like doesn't happen ever. Like usually people go to the hospital when their appendix is slightly inflamed and then it never bursts. Like someone's appendix bursting is not common.
Yeah.
And it especially is not common to happen at your house and then you then be transported to the hospital. Like it is just not a thing that happens. And it is at the hospital, they were like, we don't even know how you survived this. This is so crazy. But people will push through the weirdest things. Everybody's body is so different and like reacts to things in an insane way. And like my girlfriend has autoimmune stuff, like is not the most like, it's not like my girlfriend's Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
That's my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
But
Michelle Phelps.
Michelle Phelps. I mean, they're like healthy, but they're not like, they have medical stuff and they still like push through. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I used to be so afraid of going to doctors. That's why I let like a lot of things in my body run wild. But like when my freshman year of college, like it was about to be Christmas break, everyone had pretty much already gone, and I lived at this dorm super far away from like the medical, like whatever. And I thought I was having horrible period pains, but it was like stabbing pain, and so there was no one there. This is before Uber. That's how old I am. And like I didn't want to get a taxi. I had to walk across campus, but every 4 feet I would squat. And I would have to like hold that position for like 10 seconds before I could stand back up, walk 4 feet and squat. I had a cyst on my ovary burst. But I was like, it hurts so bad. And I just imagine how I looked walking across campus. Because I was literally just like, and then walk a couple feet.
God. Man. Crazy. Well, today we're talking about the
Wait, no, how was your week?
Well, did I not say?
Oh, how was your... No. Wait, did you? I mean, you talked about Jordan a little bit.
Oh, no, yeah. My week was good. It was good. I missed my girlfriend. They went to Mexico, so they've been gone all week. But I like having the place to myself. But day 5, I'm kind of like, I miss them.
Yeah.
I have to burp. I'm going to kill myself.
It's okay. Here, you burp and I'll fart.
No!
I'll fart to cover your burp.
You're going to cause like a Pavlovic response where I'm like afraid to burp. I'm going to be like at my house, be like, Sarah's going to fart. And my girlfriend's like, what?
That's one of my favorite, like, I feel like a childish, but it's like I love when someone coughs to cover a fart, but they cough before they fart. All right, don't just...
One of my worst things I've ever done to my girlfriend was we were in Utah and we were in this like small little store. And I farted like really loud, and I like did not. It was like one of those moments I did not know it was coming. It just like happened, and I immediately within like half a second went, Jordan, so loudly, and they looked at me just like the widest. I was like, they could not believe the betrayal that I had just done.
Oh my God!
And I immediately started just being like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. Like I don't know why. Like I don't know what I just did, but I like could not. I just immediately screamed their name. So that was rude of me. But yeah, my week was good. I ordered DoorDash. I was a party girl this week because my girlfriend's out of town. I ordered DoorDash multiple times and just kind of stayed in my room. I mean, we worked the whole time, but I watched, like I said, Yellow Jackets. Everyone's so tired of me talking about the show, but it really is. I'm really into it right now.
Yeah, you guys should watch it. Have you ever had a Letterman jacket?
Yeah, they were really in when I was in middle school. Briefly, but like Letterman jackets that weren't Letterman jackets, like Letterman jackets from Forever 21, that were like pink and had sparkles. I had one of those.
You seem like you would have been in band.
Yeah, but I was in the equivalent, which was improv club.
Yeah,
like same crowd.
Oh my God, if they had an improv section of like a band.
I was in band in middle school.
Yeah.
Briefly. No. Elementary school. I was in band. But then we would walk over to the middle school to do band practice. I played the trumpet. And I remember one day, the only other person who played trumpet, well, it was me and my friend Nathan and my boyfriend at the time. And
do you still love him?
I'm still in love with him. No, he actually just had a baby, which is crazy.
Wow.
But he's not listening to this. I was going to be like, he's probably like, stop talking about me. I'm like, that would be crazy if he listened to this podcast.
Wait, no, you say that. And one time I talked about this medical thing that happened to my high school boyfriend. And then like literally 6 years later, like when I talked about it, like he was like, can you not talk about me? Like in that thing. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should bleep out my ex-boyfriend's name. No, we were in like third grade, but we would walk over to the middle school, and on the way back, this is how gay I was. I truly was like, I'm bored. Like we were heading back from band. We were going to be back in like just regular class. I was like bored. I wanted to stir the pot. And we'd been together for like a year. We didn't really talk very much, but we like were boyfriend, girlfriend for like a year. And I just walked up to him and said, I'm breaking up with you. And I remember he pulled the strings on his hoodie.
Yeah.
To where it was just a little hole. He ran away.
Oh my God.
He was so upset. And I feel bad about that. But yeah, I was in band.
Oh wow. I remember some band kids at my elementary school. It was St. Patrick's Day. And I know that everyone was running around pinching each other, and these two kids in band didn't realize they were running straight at each other, and they both broke each other's noses on the other person's nose.
Band kids are it's another world. My sister was a band kid, so I did spend a lot of time around band because when I was growing up, my sister she played the flute, and she was in marching band and jazz band and color guard. Like she was in band, like all in it. So I was at all the band competitions. I was at all that stuff.
My brother plays the piano, which is not in band. That would be funny to see. My dad plays the trombone and the bass guitar. And he was in band with the trombone. Not the bass guitar would be funny to see. And then my sister plays the alto sax. And she was in band. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mom sings.
What do you do?
I briefly played the piano, but the teacher was so Russian, she scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Every time I would press the keys, she'd slap my wrists and be like, relax. And I couldn't continue.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, it is officially spooky season, so that means the holidays are right around the corner. And if you're a business owner, you know that can be a very stressful, overwhelming time. But you can prepare your e-commerce business for the holiday rush now by using ShipStation, which is sponsoring today's podcast episode. I love ShipStation because whether you're shipping from your house or warehouse, ShipStation can help you increase your profitability, save time automating your shipping and returns to ShipStation dashboard, and keep costs down with industry-leading carrier discounts while your holiday orders roll on in. I specifically love ShipStation because the website is so easy to use. It is so user-friendly, which is great for me because I am not tech savvy. I hardly know how to work anything, which is hard when you own a business. You need to be able to know how to navigate all of this technology. I sound like a 90-year-old woman. But truly, it is hard, and you don't want to mess anything up, and you want to make sure your customers are happy. And ShipStation takes a bunch of weight off of your shoulders and helps you do that. Set your business up for holiday season success with ShipStation. Go to ShipStation.com and use code BCC today and sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code BCC.
Well, hey guys, have you ever been on the hunt for a new doctor and you ask literally everyone you know for their recommendation? You know, a doctor who actually gets you, listens to you, cares if you keep breathing, makes you feel super comfortable. And finally, after weeks of searching, you find the one. They're a Libra, Sun, Moon, and Gemini rising, which is my signs, So you call their office and they have an appointment available. Incredible. But then the receptionist tells you this perfect doctor doesn't take your insurance. Wipe away your tears, fix your makeup, put away the ice cream, and head to ZocDoc to find and book the doctor who is right for you and takes your insurance. I love ZocDoc. I've gotten my teeth pulled by a dentist who I found on ZocDoc. I've gotten prescribed Adderall and Vyvanse by a doctor I found on ZocDoc. Not a dentist, a psychiatrist. And I cannot recommend this enough. And I also got diagnosed with carpal tunnel by a doctor I found on ZocDoc. So I love ZocDoc. I used it before I even knew what podcasts were. ZocDoc is a free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and treat almost any condition you're searching for. I know that is right because I have had hand, feet, head, mouth, stomach, and heart issues, and all of those issues have been resolved through doctors that I found on ZocDoc. So go to ZocDoc.com/BCC and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/BCC. ZocDoc.com/BCC.
There's other children who are really musically inclined. For example, Everly LaBrant.
Yeah, I mean, dance is it's basically like music.
Did you just see her music video?
No.
I honestly thought all day if I should talk about it because people are like, this is a child. And I'm like, yes, it is. But people are also saying this is kind of the Friday of of this generation.
Yeah.
So Everly LaBrant, who's the oldest daughter of the LaBrant Fam, she just released this song called Like Taylor Swift. It is just her kind of saying titles of Taylor Swift songs. So she's like, my favorite part is she goes, like a dear John, which is a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
She said, like 22. She just kind of says names of Taylor Swift songs, but it's incredibly high production value. And it is really funny. And it's been in my head for days now.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
This song that was, someone used Drake's voice to create a song. Like the guy wrote the song, and then he used not AI. He used a program to make Drake say it, and now it's eligible for a Grammy.
What? What song?
I don't know, but
is that allowed?
It is allowed because a human wrote the song. However, it's weird because he made Drake's voice say it.
Could Drake win a Grammy?
I don't know.
Because that's easy.
But I was like, that should be illegal. Yeah.
That's really weird. Yeah, she writes this song. I mean, it does seem, the reason I like it, it seems like a song she wrote, honestly. It seems like this 10-year-old child wrote the song and brought it to her parents.
Yeah.
Everyone is like, this is terrible because her parents are exploiting her. And I'm like, yes, but we can do that all day. I agree, but they are already doing it. So
yeah.
This is just another thing in the exploitation bucket, I guess.
We're not being exploitation. We've literally talked about this topic so many times. If you wanna hear how we really feel about exploiting children, and again, my advice: if you wanna exploit a family member, get Mima.
Exactly.
Make Mima.
Exactly.
Yeah, because then she can consent if she's of sound mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, she releases this song and people are calling it the new Friday. And I think that's very exciting.
I will only listen to it if someone from the future tells me that Everly LaBrant becomes the next lesbian icon. Because Rebecca Black did become.
I know.
Yeah.
What's the other part of the song? She goes, oh, okay, I remembered it. She goes, are you ready for it? Are you 22? Something, something. Look at what you made me do.
Okay, so who is the LaBrant Fam? My computer just turned back on. The LaBrant Fam is one of the most popular YouTube family channels. It consists of Cole, Savannah LaBrant, and their 4 children, Everly. I'm not going to say the rest of their names, but we did just say Everly. There's 4 children. The channel was formerly known as Cole and Sav and currently has over 13 million followers on YouTube. The LaBrant family reportedly gained their first 1 million subscribers in January of 2017, which checks out because that's around when Vine, Cole transitioned from Vine to YouTube way before that, but he didn't become a family guy until he got with Sav, and that's when they made their family channel. The LaBrant family channel is believed to generate around $15,000 per day or $5.5 million per year based on their videos, averaging 3 million views per day. And Cole and Sav have an estimated net worth of $15 million. Cole became famous when he started on Vine with Dem White Boys, along with Baylor Barnes and John Stephen Grice. They focused on pranks, stunts, and comedy content. We use the word comedy very loosely. They humped the floor and danced and all that stuff. And Sav became famous. She on Musical.ly posting videos of her daughter Everly. Sav gave birth to Everly in 2012 and broke up with Everly's father due to cheating rumors. We're not going to go too much into that because whatever. But Cole and Sav got together when they, on Musical.ly, after Cole messaged Sav for a shout out. God. Well,
put that in the wedding vows. How beautiful is that?
So gay. and I mean that in like the derogatory way. Months later, when Cole was visiting California, he spotted Sav at the mall, and they began dating in 2016. And then in 2017, they got married. But also Cole LaBrant is like a super Christian, and so was Sav.
Well, but she wasn't as much when they got together, I don't
think.
She was Christian. I don't know her,
Yeah.
but
She had a child out of wedlock.
Yeah, she had a child. Let's just say,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
We're judging women now.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have a baby out of wedlock. Just kidding. But so he kind of, but then they waited till marriage. I only say, it sounds like I'm sharing really personal details, but this is only things they've made very public videos about.
Oh, yeah, this is like public info.
Yeah. Imagine we find out I'm like best friends with them.
Yeah.
They shared all this, but they like waited till marriage. That was a huge deal. And, so he kind of, now they're both really, really religious. And they are, just super Christians, very pro-life. We'll get into all of that, I guess. I'm jumping the gun. But they're the biggest family vlog channel, I would say.
Yeah, I distinctly remember once Cole lost his virginity, he tweeted it.
Yeah.
And he's like, just lost my virginity or something.
They also posted a video the day after they got married.
Yeah.
It's them on their honeymoon. They're wearing like these really like matchy kind of short little what are they called? Pajamas. That's what it is. God, last time I ever did this podcast without taking my meds, they were in these cute little pajamas, and she's like sitting on his lap, and they're just like talking about married life as if they have not been married for literally less than 8 hours.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how they had sex and like how magical it was. And I remember Savannah LaBrant going, "You guys, just don't fight with your partner. Like, just don't fight with your husband, because it's just like, literally, why would you do that? Like, just don't fight with them."
Yeah.
I just love it because
no, but that's so true.
It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing. I just am like, you've literally been married 2 seconds, and you're like, and they've only been dating for like a year, and then a lot of that was long distance.
Yeah.
And also, you're both like rich and you're both famous. It's just, I'm like, what is this? What marriage advice? But they, were very open about that. Their whole wedding was filmed. I mean, they filmed Cole filmed himself asking Everly if he could ask Savannah to marry him. They filmed everything. I
think those are, I'm so sorry, guys. I think those are so cheesy.
What, asking your daughter to
filming that. I don't mind if you do it at the wedding. Like like if Cole brought up Everly. Actually, no. I'm still like uncomfortable by that.
I think he did do that.
I also feel bad about this, but this is something I don't feel anything for. Coming home videos.
From military?
Because my mom was in them. And anytime I watch them, I feel like, I don't know, they feel like weird.
I think I feel like any videos where I think I am affected by those videos, but not just military ones. Like, I've seen like mom gets out of prison, or mom, like all of these different ones.
Yeah.
Because I think you can like viscerally see in a young child their like need for a parent. Do you know, like a mom? Do you know what I mean? Not a mom specifically, but just a parent in general. Yeah. It's like when a mom walks in and the kid like goes to them and is just like wailing in the middle of their like kindergarten class. I'm like, wow.
Oh, dude.
That's really sad.
I was thinking about the ones at like a pep rally.
Oh, where they like dress up in the mascot uniform.
Or when they're announcing prom queen and king, and then like their brother comes home from Iraq, and I'm like, this hurts to watch.
Why? Because you think it's cringy, or you like it?
I think it's like, and I'm so sorry. I know it's sweet, and I get what you're saying. You can love people in the military. I'm not judging, but like, I mean, it's just like,
I don't like anything where I'm inviting people into such a personal part of my life.
It's such an intimate moment. Yeah. Like I would probably, if I cared, I would act really weird, you know? And so like, I don't want people to film and watch that. And,
well, people are so too, people do not understand sometimes that people act so uncomfortable when they're in public sometimes. And that is totally normal. So I'll see videos all the time. Like I saw a coming home video recently of a dad who was like surprising his daughter in class because he came home from the military, and she runs up to him crying, and he's like hugging her, but you can tell feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And all the comments were like, this guy gives weird vibes. Why is he so uncomfortable? He's acting like he doesn't even know her. And I'm like, because he's trying to do this thing that maybe he shouldn't be doing, which is like, clearly he's uncomfortable being filmed and in public and being emotional. Yeah. So he's trying to like do all three at the same time and looks like a sociopath.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, some people get uncomfortable on camera or like in weird situations.
Yeah.
Especially if it's being done to you and it's surprising you.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I was my friends threw a surprise birthday party for me.
Yeah.
And I remember later feeling like really anxious that I'd seemed ungrateful, but I was just so nervous that I was like so uncomfortable, and I did not prepare, and I like wasn't dressed how I would have chosen to dress for it, and I was just like so nervous that I thought I acted kind of like weird. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, like and okay, we're not saying that these are the wrong types of videos. Like it doesn't matter. Like we're just like, we personally don't like them, but like I imagine it is such an intimate moment. It's such a. Can you imagine in the opposite direction if it was bad news?
Yeah.
Imagine going up to your daughter who won prom queen and being like, Grandma died. And then just filming the reaction of her collapsing onto the floor.
Would you ever do a public proposal?
No.
I wouldn't either.
If my partner ever proposed to me in a public space, I would literally, like, I'd be straight that day on, you know?
It's just so wild because I'm like, why would you want these people here for this? Like, just strangers? Like, what? The whole public thing.
The clapping? I can't do it. I can't do it.
And what do you do after? You like stand up and then you just kind of like walk away. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, you got like this weird dents on your knees from the gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like, so the LaBrant Fam, like they just filmed all that type of stuff. And it's very like, it makes me very uncomfortable because I just think the whole like, she has a dad.
Yeah.
You're coming into this as a stepdad.
Uh-huh.
Which is like a very important role. But the whole just like, I think they very much treated it as like, here's your new daddy.
Yeah.
And he was just wanting to post all of this stuff online, being very like, look how great of a dad I can be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, being a great dad is not about, as a dad myself, being a great dad is not about.
I mean, that shirt does suggest you have 2 children at home. So
I like the shirt.
No, this shirt says I have a man cave. So I mean, we're both on the same page.
What does it say?
It's Def Leppard.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I thought from the whole time we've been filming, I've assumed it says Caesar's Palace.
Because it has the same font.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, Caesar's Palace t-shirt.
Oh, there's like a hole in the side, and sometimes my nipple will slip into the hole, and I just have my nipple like very subtly like poking out of my shirt.
Please do one episode where we don't talk about it and you just have a nipple sticking out.
I've worn this shirt a couple times, so I might have.
That is really, really funny. Anyways, yeah, so they have that YouTube channel, and people consider Everly to be the star of the family.
Yeah.
And why it really went viral, she's kind of always had some star quality going on.
Mm-hmm.
She's an incredible dancer. Mm-hmm. Like, actually, it's crazy. I mean, I'm pretty easily impressed as a person who can't dance for my life. But, like, she's very, very good. She, like, wins awards all over the country. She's very talented. And she's always been good at dancing, like, since she was, like, 3 years old.
Yeah.
And she, like, is homeschooled to dance. She's very much, like, if Dance Moms was on right now, she would be on it, probably.
Yeah, wait, that is something I feel bad. If you're a dancer or a cheerleader, like, competitive, like, I feel like those girls growing up were just always doing that.
Yes.
Like you saw them at school like maybe for half an hour.
Yeah.
But like I knew girls in like a competitive cheerleading and they just, I felt like I never saw them, but they were like at school.
It's why I used to think when I was younger, I'd be like, well, if my kid wanted to do something, I would let them do it full out, you know? But as I've gotten older, I don't think I'll have kids, so maybe it's easier to decide these things because it will never be put into action. But
you sign up the neighbor's kid.
Yeah. But I used to be like, well, if I had a kid and they said I want to be an actor, I'd move him to Hollywood and let him be an actor. Yeah. And I just as I've gotten older, I've been like, no, I'm not. If you want to be a dancer, that's awesome. But you're not getting taken out of school.
Yeah.
And you need to do other things, and you need to like care about something else, and you need to like do, because every year when I was a kid, I would go to my mom and I would beg her to let me move to Hollywood to become an actor.
Yeah.
And she would say no. She was so supportive of my acting, but she would say no. And I'm like so grateful that she did that. And I did so many other things. I did golf. I did student council. I was on our news network. I did basketball. I did all these things that when I look back, I'm like, are the reason that I think I can, like, just helped me so much grow as a human being.
Yeah.
And I have like a friend who grew up in dance. My best friend like did competition dance growing up. And she's always like, I hate that I like didn't know about anything else. Like my whole life was just this one thing. And I did that. And then I couldn't do anything else ever. And cheer is so crazy to me because you literally can't do that past the age of 20 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do you stay motivated to do this?
I feel like cheerleading does break my heart. Whenever so these are one of the things I do get sad about. Whenever I see like a cheerleader video of like their last competition, I'm like, where actually do you go from here?
Literally. Well, because not only, I guess you coach cheer. That's like the only thing you can do.
Or you could be like a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader or like you like a football team cheerleader.
Yeah, but it's not even like the same thing. Like
no, it's not like competitive. It's just for cheering.
It's just to cheer.
Yeah.
But it's also wild because like when you end it, your body is fucked.
Yeah.
Like really fucked up. Like forever. Like your body will never be the same because you've heard it so much.
Oh yeah.
From cheering. And then you're just 20 years old and like have to go do something else.
Yeah.
It's wild. But like if my kid wanted to do cheer, okay. But like I'm not, you got to do other stuff and care about other things.
Yeah.
And because it's not, I just think you'll regret it if you know.
No, seriously.
And it just is sad too. Like I think the dance, like Jordan was talking about this the other day because we saw Beyonce and Blue Ivy, comes out and does the dance. And I was like, God, she's so good. She's so good. And Jordan was like, yeah, but can you imagine if she was anything else besides good? Like, she's literally not in school and just does this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, that's true. And I think there's a lot of people Maddie Ziegler, I think is an incredible dancer, but didn't go to school growing up and just danced. And Everly is similar. They just dance constantly. And it's like, yeah, you're good at this, but what else?
No, seriously, we had an episode on nepotism babies, and one of the points that I think is really what we could do a part 2 on are nepotism babies who are not good at
so
what
sad.
they do. Because it's we do, nepotism babies, I feel like get a bad rep. If your parents are both actors and you become an actor, sure, it's not fair, but also it makes sense that you're doing that.
Yeah.
If your mom is Beyonce and then you become a motorcycle, writer, professional, I'm like, who do you know? That's not fair. I want to explore the Chet Hankses of the world.
Yeah, yes, truly, because I think I grew up, I didn't have any connections in any capacity.
Yeah.
So any success I ever get in the future, I will be like, wow, such a proud moment for me. Whereas nepotism, it's the opposite, where it's it would be normal for me to not succeed in this industry, But if you're a nepotism baby, every success you're just like, well, yeah, thank God, because anything less than this would have been embarrassing. That's so sad.
Seriously. But
Everly is a really good dancer. She is incredible. She has a lot of good musicality. Now she's a singer. My new favorite song, Like a Dear John.
Oh, my God.
Kind of like a song. I can't stop singing it.
But the channel is known for its clickbaity titles. They've become less clickbaity because times are changing. But examples include the LaBrant Family Christmas Special, in asterisk, emotional present opening. And then in all caps, Savannah helps deliver baby Jaden.
Cute.
So cute. Posey has her first sleepover. You won't believe this. Everly and Savannah were not happy about this prank. Their biggest fear.
There was an era of YouTube where you just described.
Yeah.
The titles were so long.
Yeah.
Emotional, family reunion, after the title, 90 buzzwords.
But I mean, if you think about how people search videos, you'll see on TikTok someone talking about a video. They're like, did you see that girl who her boyfriend is moving out?
Yeah.
And so she thinks that they're going to stay together. So if you don't have any other context, you're you have to search boyfriend moves out of girl's house.
Yeah.
And that's would make sense to title it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. There's also, Everly and Posey meet their baby brother for the first time. Cutest reactions ever. Newborn baby's first photo shoot will leave you speechless.
The baby is dead.
The baby dies.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then, our first pet died.
But wasn't this a prank?
Oh, was it?
I know they got a lot of hate because they pranked their daughter and told her that her dog moved away or died or something. And then she cried and they were like, just kidding. That's a prank. And she was really mad at them.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. But I mean, if you think about which pet is gonna most likely to go, it's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy. And they also went, and I don't know if this comes in later, but they're clickbaity titles that have also gotten them in really big trouble. They made a documentary, is quite a kind word to use. I don't know if I'd call it a documentary, but it was titled our daughter has cancer or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a long video, and the thumbnail was just them holding their daughter. I think it was Posey's hand.
Yeah.
And it was a premiere, so you can't watch it right away. So people are like, oh my God, their daughter has cancer. This is terrible. Finally, it premieres, and you realize it's just about them going and helping this family in another state whose daughter has cancer.
Uh-huh.
Crazy. So there was that one. They also had one. They were like, our house got burned down in the wildfires, and it like just didn't. Like that just didn't happen, and they weren't even close to the wildfires. So they've had a lot of clickbaity titles that have just been like so offensive.
Yeah, they also have a huge following. I'm not going to talk about their stats, but they have a large connection to Christianity. And we're going to say this. Being a Christian is not a bad thing. If any religion that you follow makes you a genuinely good person and gives you hope and fills your soul with happiness, good for you.
Yeah.
A lot of people use religion to be bad people, though. And we're talking about those people.
If you're a gay, pro-choice Christian listening right now,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you.
If you're Episcopalian, we know you exist. Those are the gay autistic Christians.
Yeah. But the LaBrants are not like that. They're a very conservative Christian.
Yeah.
And just so like God. They're just so privileged.
Uh-huh.
Like they are the most just like Cole LaBrant has been rich since the day he was a child.
Yeah.
He is blonde. They're all blonde, blue-eyed, just like.
Says the person who says blonde with blue eyes.
My eyes are green.
They're blue.
No, they're not, Sarah. They're green.
They're like, what's that color between green and blue?
Aqua?
Yeah, that one that every person paints their room when they're like a little kid.
Neon green?
Not neon
That's what
green.
everyone in my middle school did. My eyes are green. They're emerald. And Sarah's wrong.
My eyes are blue.
But also, I wasn't born rich, and I'm not a Christian.
I was born Christian. And the rest is drag. But they grew up devout Christians, very conservative. In November 2016, Sav tweeted, "Everyone's going crazy about who to vote for. It's either the baby murderer or the guy who bad-mouths women. I'm just over here loving Jesus." The baby murderer or the guy who bad-mouths women? So that's the guy who sexually assaults women?
Yeah, bad mouths is quite a kind way to word that.
What a way to frame it. But yeah, they talk about that a lot. Cole posted on Instagram photo for Zealand's third birthday, I guess said his name. My only son's 3 today. The prayer for you is the same prayer I say with you every night. That you would find God and see his goodness at a young age. That you're strong and lead those around you to righteousness. That you stick up for the weak. That you give generously. That you never forget who you are. And most importantly, whose you are. Oh, that your joy and peace would come from God, not from this world. That you would not so easily fall for the lies of this world. That you would live a long, healthy life that glorifies God all your days. And that you would always know your mom and dad love you more than words. Happy birthday, Zealand. I'm so proud of you.
P.S. I hope you're not gay and you're exactly what we want you to be. I always find it odd when people like this put, where is it, that you most importantly, you never forget who you are. I'm like, no, you don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't want to know who they are.
Yeah.
You've decided that who they are is pre-decided, that you know who they are. So if they steer away from that, they're not being who they are. But it's like, you don't know who they are.
I think for a lot of more extreme Christians, this seems pretty par for the course, like it for an Instagram caption. My only real thing that like bugs me about this, it's not the religious aspect.
No.
It's the fact that it's emphasizing who you're gonna be. Like imagine if I wished my partner a happy birthday and I was like, I can't wait for you to finally blow up with music. Or like, how about like, what about you've had 3 great years with this kid. You know, like you've taught me what it's like to be a great father.
You're so curious. You're so smart and it's just very like, here's what I hope for you.
Here's what you should become.
I do think really religious parents, raising a child is so fearful. Like it is just like, all I hope is that by the time you're 18, you are not like this. And it's like a poster child of like an alternative teenager.
Yeah.
They're like, please don't become that.
No, yeah,
so it is just them praying constantly that their kid doesn't become fucked up.
No, yeah, that's like masculinity and femininity. Like femininity can be defined by itself, but masculinity is everything that is not feminine.
Yeah.
Like masculinity cannot exist if femininity did not exist.
Yeah.
That's like masculinity is like no pink. Like no like girly stuff. It's like it's the absence. And so that's like crazy. That's like, you know how there's no woman without man?
Yeah.
There's no masculinity without femininity.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're super religious. I mean, these are just a bunch of captions of them saying that. There's no problem with that. It's that they're just like... we've talked about this a little bit before with like manifesting.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm not putting down manifesting. I think there's so much power in
manifestation is like is
yes,
real.
Like if I say, I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. You know, and I believe there's truth that if your words are powerful, all of that is true. But if you don't acknowledge like privilege in that, then it's stupid. It is true. You can't just say, well, I got into Harvard because I manifested it. Not because my parents are alumni of Harvard and I'm rich and went to a private school. You know what I mean? Like, no, you didn't manifest that. Maybe you also were confident and spoke it into existence, but it's just harmful because it is like, well, there's people who are poor, live in bad neighborhoods with parents who are abusive, who are like, I manifest every morning and my life still is ass.
Yeah.
And I think it's similar with them and their religion, where it is a religion that is like able to be upkept because their lives have no fucking problems.
I'm gonna say this: if they were ugly, they would not have a following.
Seriously, they are the most. I know I'm blonde, okay, but let's face it, I'm not as blonde as them. They dye their hair.
We're doing a blonde off.
Blonde off. They have comically blonde hair.
Yeah, you're like a sandy, you know.
They dye their hair. Their hair is like white.
It's like a natural balayage.
Thank you so much. It's not natural. But they are so traditionally attractive. Someone made a post that was like, it was some meme, and it was like Savannah LaBrant when she has a brown-eyed baby. And it really is true. All their babies look like American Girl dolls, but like the original, the ones that first came out before anything was inclusive. It's really just scary. But they're rich. Their families are like supportive. I already said they're rich. I was going to say they have money.
Yeah.
All their kids are healthy. It's like they just live this perfect life. And then they're like, listen, it's not always easy to keep believing and to keep being like having a strong relationship with God. And I'm like, no, it isn't. Shut up. Like, it's not. Your life is so easy. So I just think it's similar. The reason I bring this up is because they also made a documentary about how they're pro-life.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, it's like when your supermodel friend like gives you flirting advice.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, just go up and steal their drink. It's like really fun and flirty.
You get punched in the face.
I stole someone's drink, they backhand me. Like, you can bounce up because you're like a model, but like if I did that, they would literally like choke me with one hand.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's truly. So they post this pro-life documentary.
Yeah.
And lose a bunch of followers from what I heard, which is so funny to me because I posted about this when it happened. I was like, who was following them that was pro-choice before?
Yeah.
Like, are you stupid? Like, it's like if it came out, I assume they hate gay people.
Yeah.
I'm sure they love quote-unquote gay people, but I'm sure they don't vote for gay people. If it came out that Savannah LaBrant, she was caught on film saying, I don't believe in gay marriage, there would be fucking drama all over the internet. And I'm like, what is this drama? What did you think was happening? You think they were going to pride parades?
Yeah.
What were you confused about? So they post this documentary, a bunch of people freak out. In the documentary, Savannah LaBrant is basically saying, I was a teen mom.
Yeah.
And I had my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And look at me now. I'm famous on the internet and I'm gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I'm a millionaire. And I was like, this is the most idiotic argument to being pro-life. You went viral on Vine and you're basically saying, I did it, you can do it too. That helps no one. You think everyone who's a teen mom can just go viral on Vine?
Yeah.
First of all, you're already like so gorgeous. Mm-hmm. You are like, it's just, and even if you're gorgeous, so a lot of people still can't go viral on Vine, especially not anymore.
It's so hard right now.
You still post every day on Vine.
Yeah.
But it was just so wild. It was such a lack of awareness of like your privilege, how much privilege you have, why. Oh, what are some reasons why maybe me being a teen mom worked out? Maybe because I have so many supportive people in my life. Her mom like lived with her.
Yeah.
To help raise her. You know what I mean?
There is also in the video, they compared abortion to various genocides throughout history. They like the 1994 Rwanda genocide and the 1975 to 1979 Cambodian genocide. I'm actually surprised that they knew about those.
They did not. There's no way. They definitely
They Googled genocide and then they read, but it then shows the death toll from. Everyone has to always mention the Holocaust. And I mean,
Stop talking about the Holocaust.
nothing is like the Holocaust. Stop using it as a parallel. You're not, oh my God. It's such a horrific event. Nothing that you're going to say comes close.
It's also just like, forget, why, what do you think, and what are you doing? Like you don't need to bring it up. It's not related to this. It's like when people, same vein, people love to compare every politician to Hitler.
Yeah.
And I am just like, what, do you know anything about Hitler? Anyways, they compared it to that, which is crazy and doesn't make any sense. And then they interviewed a bunch of people who are probably in their church who thought about getting an abortion and didn't. And it really popped off. People were shocked. The video has almost 500,000 dislikes and 89,000 likes.
So basically, I mean, the abortion video was, you got to watch it. Like, it's like, The Notebook. You just have to see it for yourself.
It's just not even, but I guess it'd be considered a scandal. I just was shocked people thought this was a scandal because I'm like, yes, they're pro-life. Come on, look at these people.
Yeah.
And there's tweets from, they've tweeted conservative things before. Like, I don't assume every Christian is conservative, but they've tweeted things where they are. Like, it's just obvious. So I was not surprised. I think just like they do such a I want to word this correctly, but I just find it to be the most embarrassing video because I'm fully pro-choice, obviously. 100% pro-choice. There are people who have like an educated background, obviously, who are pro-life.
Yeah.
Who like make statements that I disagree with, but maybe are based in some scientific truth. I disagree with them. We just like disagree morally on things. It felt like two people making a documentary who like had as much knowledge about abortion as like any random person who's done no research. Like just a Christian who's pro-life. That's like, did you know that like killing babies is like bad? Like that was like the end of the research they did.
Oh my God.
Where I'm like, you don't even help. Do you think you were giving me new information in this video? Like this documentary was just basically you coming out as pro-life. This was not teaching anyone anything.
Yeah.
You have no new information. It's just like a very manipulative video of trying to like pull at the heartstrings, which I'm like, clearly, I am not pulled by the heartstrings by things like this because I don't agree with you. Yeah. And I think you're wrong. So it was just such an embarrassing video.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think anyone can take any topic I disagree on and probably make a video if they get the right people and the right facts to make it seem like a video that makes anyone go, huh, interesting. This was not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's someone I'm thinking about right now I try my darndest to cut them out of my life, but they are connected in a way that I can't get rid of. But like, they are beautiful, like gorgeous, incredibly talented. But the shit they say is like this, where like talking about our, like, really what was in the vaccinations? And they're so serious. But
they've never Googled it. That's what it always is. They love to ask a question that they could easily answer.
They're beautiful, so when they're saying it, no one has ever disagreed.
Yeah. So I think it is, but it's so annoying to me because I'm like, if you're gonna make a documentary, look up, I don't know, one thing. Maybe you should. Why are you making this documentary besides that you can? Yeah. Because you have more money than God. Yeah. And you just know people will watch it. Yeah. But I'm just like, because you can take any political view and make someone seem stupid. Like I've seen videos somehow ever so often a video will come up where it feels like my For You page is like testing me to see like, oh, are you still liberal or should we start giving you like conservative videos? And I'm like, no, stop, please. But a video will come up where it's like a conservative person talking to a liberal person, and the video makes the liberal person look like the biggest idiot on planet Earth. Usually because the person in that video is an idiot. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're interviewing this liberal person who like does not clearly really know what they're talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like their facts are wrong, or they don't even like have any facts to back anything up, and they're kind of just like easily stumped. Like those people exist on both sides. Do you know what I mean? And both media conglomerates, conglomerates is the wrong word. Both sides are just taking videos of that other type of person, being like, look, they're all stupid. It's like, and I love these videos, but when you watch The Daily Show and they go and interview at Trump rallies, and they're like, there's like one where they're like, why was like, what are you trying to find out? And the guy's like, I'm trying to find out why Obama wasn't in the Oval Office when 9/11 happened. And which is like very stupid because Obama was not president when 9/11 happened. And then the Daily Show guy is like, well, how are you going to figure that out? And he's like, I don't know, but I'm going to find out where Obama was when there are people, but that is like, that's
also
the biggest
insinuating
idiot.
that if Obama did 9/11, he'd be dead.
Yes. It's a crazy, but it's also just like this man really wants to know why he wasn't in the White House on 9/11.
Oh my God. I posted about this in my Instagram story like a while back. This reminds me of there was Dale Earnhardt died during a NASCAR race.
Yes.
And there was like not just like text on the bottom like that's generated by TikTok. Someone overlaid text, do not try stunts. This is being done by a professional.
Yeah.
And I was like, he died. Like this is not the professional died.
Oh my God.
Like so like
yeah.
Why would to replicate the stunt you would go in knowing that you're about to die? Like what do you mean don't like this is performed by this is not executed by like what?
No.
Okay, so yeah, that's like the Obama knew laws. There are some other like Kendahl said the Everlay dog prank. Yeah, he's just at the bottom he tweeted no longer a virgin #marriage rocks. And I remember that day because Twitter was my bread and butter back in 2017.
Yeah.
And I just had a field day with that. And then one time he posted a photo of Trojan condoms that says, guess I should start figuring out how to wear these things. Actually, no, you shouldn't because you're married now.
Yeah. And also they have not clearly used, they have like 18 kids.
They use the pull-out method.
Not well. Yeah, I guess so.
Which is fairly effective. I have never, for a week I was on birth control. But
I've never been on birth control.
I just like never got into it.
Yeah, couldn't get into it. Couldn't crack it. Just didn't like it. I always was just like birth control is like I guess the main reason I'm not on it is that I have never had sex with a man. But
you
also
have had sex with men.
No, I gave a hand job.
You didn't kiss them.
Yeah.
It was okay. Yeah.
I just gave a little hand job under the covers. Does that count as sex? You don't need to wear a condom for that. Or you don't need to be on birth control for that.
I mean, they can be wearing a condom for easy cleanup.
But I was always like, because I have really bad period cramps, like so bad to where it like knocks me out for a couple days. And everyone's always like, go on birth control. But I'm like, I feel like I'm on so much medication because of my lupus. The thought of adding another medication to the mix is so stressful. And I feel like every person I know who's on birth control has had like some other reaction to birth control that is like negative.
Yeah, they're like one of my boobs grew and then I like gained weight in my back only, and you're like, what the hell?
My big toe is massive.
Yeah, I
gained 50 pounds of my big toe.
My uterus shifted to my thigh. I'm like, okay, this is not worth it.
Or people are like, mental health medication is so confusing already because you're like trying to figure out how you feel, which is already hard enough. But like also it's like, well, you start your medication, like if you get on antidepressants, you have to wait 2 weeks. And then you're kind of like sitting there being like, do I feel sad or do I feel better? It's like so hard to already navigate. And I know so many people whose like birth control has made them feel mentally different or whatever. So I'm like, I'm not mixing birth control with my Zoloft and my Vyvanse. Jesus Christ.
Circling back to the family mommy vlogger situation. Obviously, them filming their kids. I feel like Everly is a natural performer, whatever. But I feel like most of the kids, when they age out, they're going to be like this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So this is just you know how Azalea Banks has like her prediction list. I predict that every single like family vlog channel, the kids are gonna be like, that was a nightmare.
When we talked about the 8 passengers, I said like, I don't even know if I said natural performer, but I was just like, Everly LaBrant clearly likes performing. She's like a dancer. She like likes attention. She clearly is not like actively upset about being filmed right now. I think she will be very upset in the future. But so the fact that there are some kids on the internet, so like even if it was just Everly LaBrant, I'd be like, she shouldn't be allowed to be filmed. This is not okay.
Yeah.
So then when you see kids on the internet who literally look miserable and are like, please stop filming me.
Yeah.
The thought of them in 10 years is so insane because I'm like, I think any kid who's their entire life put on the internet is going to be scrutinized and have a hard time. And so I only compare it to Everly LaBrant because I'm like, I think she's going to go through that too. And she seems like she wants to do this.
Yeah.
I think you as a parent have to step in and be like, no.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. Because it's like, I mean, at least with Everly, I'm like, I think it's kind of like if Beyonce's kid went to regular school, that would be a nightmare probably.
A safety hazard.
Right.
Yeah.
But like that will never happen. So when people are like, why did Elon Musk name his kid this name? I hate Elon Musk, but I'm like, that kid's never going to fucking get bullied. Who's going to bully Elon Musk's son? Like, he's probably not even going to have access to other children.
Mark Zuckerberg's son. I like
in a boxing ring.
I actually think about it now. Like Elon Musk's son will never be bullied in the traditional way, but other billionaires' kids would definitely make fun of him.
That's true. But I'm just usually like, yeah, it's just a different life. Like these,
Elon
when you're
Musk,
that
I'm sorry,
famous.
can
No,
I
go
say-
ahead.
Elon Musk looks like he still wears one of those baby helmets that like shape your skull. But he like wears it as an adult. Like I feel like he always has it on at home.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've seen it. Oh, but what I was going to say is that at least with the people like that, I'm like, yeah, well, they're in a private school and they're like literally having no contact with regular people. So the scrutiny may be a little less.
I actually think the private school kids are worse.
I would not fucking know.
Yeah, if I had to choose between...
Have you been to a private school?
Yeah, my middle school was private.
God damn.
Those kids were... The Murdaugh kids went to my private school.
Did you meet them?
No, because they were... It was K through 12, and they were the youngest... I was in 8th grade, and they just got in. I remember seeing that kid, and I knew the Murdaughs. The Murdaughs were huge. Like, they were huge in, like, South Carolina.
Right, I know. I watched the documentary.
But, I mean, like, they were, like, everywhere. I remember the kid... I went to school... I was in the same class as the mayor's son, and he was always talking about the Murdaughs. And, like, their shit was, like, everywhere. Hilton Head... I lived in Beaufort, and they went to, like... They were in Hilton Head, and... Oh, guys, help me. But, yeah. They were huge.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the private school kids are terrifying.
Yeah. Ooh, I wouldn't know, but that's crazy. Yeah, so I guess I assume Everly LaBrant is going to like well, she's homeschooled now. So I'm like, yeah, I guess like, you know, this music video just came out and she's getting bullied online for it. I don't know what access she has to that. What I think is crazy is when family vloggers put their kids on film. They film their whole life and then they send them to public school. And I'm very pro public school.
Yeah.
But then like, if you're going to put your kid in that situation and then just be like, well, you need to live a fully normal life.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. You can't make them do both. They can't do both. Like, they're going to go and get fully bullied at school.
Yeah, like, how about you just reverse the roles? Like, you have your kid film you using a porta potty, and now you go to work. Like, let's see how that turns out.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, oh, it just gets me so riled up because you'll even hear on like, there's so many, I've seen this so many times. A parent on a family vlog channel will say, this and XYZ happened, and I didn't share it for a really long time because I was afraid of what people were going to say. Or they'll say, this happened in my life, and we're not talking about it on the vlog because it's pretty personal. They, like, monitor things like that for themselves and then not their children. It just, like, really irks me.
They don't think that their children are real people.
Literally. Yeah. But it's also, like, Everly LaBrant is the classic popular girl. Like, if she went to my middle school, she would fucking own my ass. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's so, like, pretty and she's an incredible dancer and her parents are rich and she like is cool. All your kids aren't going to be that. They're not. Like, not all your kids are going to be cool. One of them's going to be kind of weird. You see, like,
Gay.
One of them is going to be gay, and then you're going to have to
I think they're all going to be gay.
Oh, I do pray for that. But a lot of these family vloggers, I think they like freak out when their kids just turn into like normal 10-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, why don't you look like Everly LaBrant?
Oh, that reminds me of what's happening. Oh, do you know Adriana Lima?
I know that name, but no, not really.
She's the Victoria's Secret model.
Oh, yes.
And she had a girl, like a daughter, with this not so attractive man, but he's like famous as well. And everyone's like, her daughter's so ugly. I'm like, she's literally 10.
But that's like when Mason Disick, I think, Kourtney Kardashian's son.
Yeah.
Paparazzi photos are taken of him. I don't know how old he is, but at the time he was like 10. And it's just like grown adults being like, making fun of. And it's so, first of all, it's embarrassing because he doesn't look bad. He looks like a 10-year-old. Like, he doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how a 10-year-old, what it would take for me to think a 10-year-old looks bad because I'm like, they look like a 10-year-old.
Yeah, the only time I could reasonably see myself saying there's something wrong with that 10-year-old is if they just have like that big old like fruit punch mustache all the time. I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with that?
Yeah, if Mason Disick had a Gatorade ring around his mouth, that would make me make fun of him. But
I'd
you
be
can
like,
change that.
Come on.
Yeah, he's right. Because I'd be making fun of the mom. I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah.
And you're feeding your kids Gatorade, there'd be so many questions because she's so organic. It would just wouldn't make any sense.
But like, at no point would we see like a 10-year-old looking normal and be like, that 10-year-old's ugly.
Ugly. Like the thought of like a 10-year-old, like, it's just so bizarre.
Yeah.
But people will do whatever. So I think that's just like, I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just going in circles. But people are.
I think we made effective, good points.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Like a dear John. That's all I can keep singing.
I feel like that's not real and you actually just made that up.
I swear, because the song is Dear John. Saying like a Dear John just really makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's just she named a Taylor Swift song, but how can you be like a Dear John? But I do like the part when she goes, are you 22? Can you shake it off or look at what you made me do? That's my favorite part.
Okay. I'll have to listen to it when I'm alone and out of my mind. But we actually do have, is it someone related to the LaBrant family or?
This is really exciting. We actually have Cole LaBrant here.
We do?
I reached out months ago.
Oh my
and
God.
asked if he would come.
I prayed for this moment. So I'm actually so excited that God answered my prayers.
Yeah, he's here. He does not know we are gay, so do not tell him.
I will not do this at him. Sorry.
But we're excited. I unfortunately can't talk to him because I don't want to. So I'm actually have asked to leave. I said I'll get him into the studio, but then I'm going to head out.
Yeah, and I'll talk to him. We're both Southern.
You have something to talk about.
Yeah, but I'm going to talk to him now, and I will see you in a little bit.
See you in a little bit.
And we're back. And in the studio today, we actually have Cole LaBrant himself.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing, Cole?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
Good.
Happy to be here in California.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
Yeah.
So what got you into making videos?
You know what, Sarah? I was called.
Uh-huh.
I was called by the Lord.
Oh, okay.
I was called by the Lord to make videos. I started back when I was a teenager.
Of course.
And I was like, Jesus was like, you need to make these videos. So I really just like became really passionate about it because every video I make is really to spread the word of God.
Interesting. And what types of videos do you make to spread God's word?
Yeah. No, I make a ton of different types of videos. I make, last week we did 24 hours in a swimming pool filled with peanut butter.
And is that something like referencing like Leviticus or whatever?
No. We were just doing 24 hours in peanut butter.
Uh-huh.
It was so hard. I could not even pee. I couldn't pee or go number 2.
Make it chunky peanut butter.
Oh, God, Sarah. No, I couldn't even do that because I was just supposed to be, I had to stay in the peanut butter. That did probably, 20 mil views. It was really good. My daughter Everly also did 15 hours on her channel. That's her main channel, 15 hours in the pool of peanut butter because she had school. So she couldn't do the full 24. But
of course, yeah.
So that was really close to my heart, that video.
So then my follow-up question is, what does that have to do with Christianity?
Right. So that, I think it's clear.
Yeah.
To me, so Jesus, and are you Jesus follower?
In a sense, I guess.
Okay. Jesus was crucified.
Yes.
I view my family as kind of the current day Jesus, because we are crucified. Like, we do these challenges and people hate. They hate it. They hate on us.
Have you been resuscitated after 3 days?
No, I don't know. Well, I did a challenge one time where I was supposed to see how long I could go underwater for.
Yes.
And I did pass out, and I did have to have CPR done, and that was an awesome video. So to me, that is like a huge part of why we are like, we're a God-fearing family. For example, last year I released a documentary.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw it. It was awesome. It was basically about how I'm pro-life. I'm anti-abortion, Sarah.
Yes.
And now we had to find a way to promote this because we were called upon to make this.
Of course.
So I was like, we got to promote it. So my daughter Everly and I, we go to Disney. We do a dance routine to Doja Cat's Ain't Shit.
Yes, of course.
It blows up, Sarah. It blows up. And people now are going to our profile and they're seeing this message from God about how that they should be pro-life. So that's kind of what we're doing here.
Yeah, I mean, what if you got aborted?
Oh my God, Sarah. That would be terrible.
Excuse me?
It would have been terrible.
Oh my who?
God. I'm always thinking about him. Like, I'm always thinking about him.
Okay, so how do you, I'm assuming that these videos are monetized. I love Jesus and Tennessee. He's the only 10 I see.
I live in Tennessee.
Hell yeah.
With my wife. Come on, Sarah.
Sorry, you're more forgiving than I thought. So I'm assuming you make a lot of money on these videos.
Yeah. Make a ton of money.
How do you spend this money on God or the church?
Well, we do spend it, I would say, primarily on the church because it's expensive to, for example, a couple weeks ago, rented out all of Hurricane Harbor in Los Angeles. If you know what that is, that's a water park.
Yes.
I did 24 hours inside a water slide.
Okay.
That has never been done before.
Did they put, like, food down it?
They had to, yeah. They actually just poured protein shakes down it, and I would open my mouth and let it slide on in.
Good Lord.
And I was like, it was expensive, like, to be real. It was really expensive because we had to rent out the whole park.
Yeah.
And not just one slide. They couldn't do it. So rent out the whole park. It cost like $200K to do. And how am I benefiting from that? Well, some could say you made probably more than that on the video. Okay. But also, I'm giving up my money to spread the word, like the good word, you know?
And how do you weave in the gospel into
it's
24 hours?
It's who we are. I mean, like, but it's me, right? Like, I am walking God's path.
Yeah.
So by doing these videos, they're all godly.
Did God go down the water slide?
In a way. He couldn't do 24 hours in a water slide because he was too busy being awesome Jesus.
So you're doing what he doesn't have time
do. What he could not do, I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm listen, Sarah, I don't read the Bible. I read it, but it's hard to stay focused, right?
Yeah,
and
I understand.
I've got kids, and the kids, they have a hard time staying focused on it too. So what I'm trying to do is make it fun.
Yeah.
I'm making it fun. Like, that's all this is about. Like, you know, my whole channel, like, I don't do this for the money.
Interesting.
I don't do it for the money. A lot of people misunderstand. Like, I don't do videos for money.
Oh, okay.
They are all for God.
Yes.
Like, 24 hours in a pool of peanut butter is traumatizing.
It's biblical.
Yeah, and I don't really believe in mental health help, but I felt really upset after I did it.
Yeah.
So that to me is like, that's me showing my commitment to him.
So you're in your quest to spread God's word. You swallowed a bunch of protein shakes that came down a water slide.
Yeah.
I assumed you passed them in a similar way.
Yeah.
And this was all for God. So and money is it's funny. How do you lead people to God with this type of content?
Sarah, all it is that, right? But you know what I mean? I'm getting a call, literally, I swear,
Yes.
I was like brainstorming content ideas. My phone rings. I look at my phone. It is God calling me.
So you don't
calling me to make this water slide video.
You don't believe in mental health, right?
I know. I believe in just trusting him. So for me, like he was like God, like I'm not supposed to make decisions in my life. So even if I wanted to be a doctor, God called me to be a YouTuber.
Yes.
Because that was what I was supposed to do. So that's what I did. So when I make these videos, he's kind of like, I always say God's kind of like my manager.
Yeah.
Because he tells me what videos to make. He says, this is what is going to get people following me.
So you genuinely believe that the Lord is speaking to you in a very literal sense.
He calls upon me.
And he calls you.
And he DMs me.
Okay.
And he texts me and he emails me.
I think there's actually a very clear-cut reason for that, and it could be psychological. But so what does any of this, in the end, I guess, have to do with God?
What? You keep asking me that, Sarah. I'm telling you.
Because I'm not a believer yet.
Of what?
You?
Me? You shouldn't be believing in me. I'm nobody.
But you're doing God's work.
I'm just LaBrant.
You're doing God's work. So you were chosen by God.
No. We are all chosen by God, Sarah.
Why? How come God doesn't text me or call me?
He does. You don't answer.
That is true. My inbox is full.
This is the problem. People don't. I literally give every day to him.
Yes.
Everything I do is for him.
Yes.
If you don't understand how, I can't help you. Like, for example, okay, maybe this will spell it out for you. This week, I'm doing 24-hour Nerf gun war.
Why is it? What's with the length of time?
24 hour, because people like that 24-hour Nerf gun war.
But does God like that?
God called for it.
Okay.
God commented on my YouTube video and requested it.
Yes.
I did an Instagram story asking for suggestions, and God was the first person in my inbox saying 24-hour Nerf gun war. I do so that's next week. Right? So do you get what I mean? Like, yeah, that is what I'm saying. It is for him.
For him.
Like, I don't know how to spell it out clearer. Next month, I'm going to do, well, okay, this hasn't even been released yet. So this is like new information. I'm doing 24 hours in a huge hamster wheel.
What the hell?
24 hours in a huge hamster wheel. Like, right?
Could you do 24 hours in an asylum? Checked in?
I've already done that. I already did that.
Front desk? Volunteer yourself to be mentally...
I already did that one.
24 hours of psychological testing.
No, he didn't call for that one.
24 hours trying different mood stabilizers.
See, this is why your channel doesn't have as many subscribers as mine, as the LaBrant Fam. Because you don't get the 24-hour thing.
Sorry. That's a really low blow.
Well, get on God's side and maybe...
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm converting, guys. But thank you so much, LaBrant, for being on Drugs. Thank you for being on this.
What? What do you mean?
We will talk to you guys next week.
What the hell? How was that?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm sorry I made you do that.
No, it's okay. You can take the next one.
I'm going to. Thank you guys so much for listening. I promise I'm going to take my meds next week. I feel like I've been all over the place.
Yeah,
Maybe when I listen back, I'll sound a little more normal. I'm imagining myself talking like I am high out of my mind, which I'm not.
You're doing great. How about I take your meds and my meds next week, and then you don't take any, and let's see who freaks out first.
You'd just be taking 2 ADHD medications.
Yeah.
That probably isn't good. Thank you so much for watching. Everly, if you're listening, I know your parents don't let you listen to this podcast. Yeah, this is too inappropriate. But if you are listening, I do like your new song. Like, I do.
And
look at what you made me do. That's my favorite part.
Want to say, kids, I don't know why any of the LaBrant family would watch this. You deserve so much better. And we will see you. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. And then make sure to rate us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any place you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
We post videos every Wednesday.
Yeah. Every Wednesday.
And let us know if you're part of the LaBrant family in the comments down below.
And on that note, like a deer. I'm sorry. I lost it.
And we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.